Welcome to First Garden, New Gardener. I'm Holly Baird. Well, sometimes you feel like if it's not one problem with the tomatoes, it's another. And we have a problem with the tomato hornworm, and it's not your friend. You don't like the tomato hornworm. It's actually the larvae of the five-wing span moth, and that's a moth that floats around. This is basically like a caterpillar, but it's not a caterpillar. It's just hornworm. And what they do is they eat your tomatoes, and they don't eat them nicely, and they leave their little droppings on there. I'm sure you can see that. And they eat them. They can take out a whole plant if there's enough of them overnight. So you have beautiful tomatoes, and then they're gone. And they don't eat the green ones. They eat the ripe ones. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply some BT to our soil. BT is actually a really long word, so if you want to look that up, you can. And what it does is it basically makes the hornworms sick where they don't want to eat the plants anymore, and it kills them. It's a naturally occurring bacteria that is that occurs naturally, but it makes the hornworms not happy. It also kills a number of other garden pests. So if you're having some problems, you can definitely check this out for what you might need it for. So we have our 3-gallon sprayer here. We filled it up about halfway. I'm going to add this, and then we're going to fill it up the rest of the way. So we need a tablespoon per gallon. Okay, now, well, they say this isn't harmful to humans. I would just be aware, if you get some on your fingers and stuff, I would just wash your hands before you eat something, just in case. So we're just going to add our 3 tablespoons here. Now, say you come across a hornworm with little whites, like little white, they look like cocoons on the back of it, and it's just sitting like on a tomato branch or whatever. That hornworm, don't worry about it. It's just a natural ecosystem working. These little cocoons are actually the bracketed wasp. So at that point, the hornworm is as good as dead. It's just the wasp are attacking the hornworm, and the hornworm is just dealing with it, I guess. All right, so we applied our 3 tablespoons here to our water, and we're going to go ahead and spray heavy on the plants. Now, they do have a powder that you can just shake onto the plants, but we feel this will give it a better coating as opposed to just shaking a powder on there. Now, you want to do this about every 5 to 7 days, and if you get a really heavy rainfall, you want to do it immediately after that, because you need the hornworms to eat, the plants that they try to eat it, so that then they get sick and expire. Okay, so we're going to spray the plant nice and evenly here. Now, I wanted to mention that obviously the hornworms they're looking for the tomatoes, but it's not going to hurt to spray the plant. It'll get everywhere. And if you have chickens, oh yeah, you want to spray underneath. If you have chickens and you let them run loose by your tomatoes, the chickens will find them usually. They're pretty good at finding little bugs. So that's an option too, to let your chickens run loose and they can find the hornworms. Now, maybe you don't want to spray your plants. That's okay, I understand. What you can do is you can go ahead and at dusk or dawn, you can go ahead, look for the hornworms. They're going to be underneath the leaves is usually where they hide, but they don't like daylight very much, so that's not when they're going to come out. They're going to come out, you'll see more at dusk and dawn. That's when they're kind of moving around. So I've heard of people taking flashlights and things like that just to get them to find them. And if you find them, if you are able to find them, they say it's kind of neat to put them in a jar, cover them up with some air holes, and then they'll build a cocoon and then turn into that moth. So that's something to think about. Thanks for watching. I'm Holly Baird, and this has been First Garden, New Gardener. For more information, please visit thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.